Hello and welcome to the Scafidi Travels YouTube channel. Over the past few weeks I've been down south exploring the desert around Douz and Tuzur. Here's my 3-minute review of the Sahara Douz Hotel in Douz. I paid about 85 dinars per night to stay and I stayed for 2 nights. £25 per night works out at about €27.50 per night or $30.50 per night. This is a pretty standard price for hotels in the area off-season, but when you see the facilities that we had, and also when we compare it to hotels in Tuzur, for example, it really doesn't represent value for money, so I'm giving this 3 out of 5 on price. Check-in process was pretty smooth. I showed up, they had a record of my booking, and I had a key and was shown to my room within about 5 minutes of arriving. It was very quiet when I walked in. I think I was the only guest around at that time, but yeah, it all seemed to work quite well, so I'll give it 4 out of 5 for check-in. Now let's talk about the room a bit, and this is where the hotel really begins to fall apart. Good morning everyone. So this is me leaving my room that I stayed in last night and heading to a new room because this room doesn't have hot water. So we had quite an ordeal getting that sorted out, but now I'm gonna move upstairs and let's see if the shower works upstairs, because this place has only freezing cold water coming out. Right, see you in a sec. So, they checked me in quickly, but they put me in a room with no hot water. Now, this is my enduring memory of this hotel, is wandering around long, dark, empty corridors trying to find a room where they actually have hot water. It took hours to get this problem sorted out, which I was very surprised by, given how empty the hotel is. I ended up having to look at 3 different rooms before they could find me a room that was both warm, because my first room they put me in was freezing cold at night, and secondly had hot running water. I was really surprised it took them this long to sort out what was really quite a simple problem. The whole point of staying in a hotel is to try and get a good night's sleep, and I really wasn't able to do that at this place because the room was freezing and the issues with the hot water. So I'm going to give this 2 out of 5 in terms of the room. The facilities looked like they'd seen better days. So there was a hammam area and a swimming pool, but as you can see from the images, that is not water that you'd want to go jumping into. There was a gym area, I think, although I wasn't able to use that area. There was a shisha room, as you can see here, so you can go and have tea, that kind of thing, all completely closed for the duration of my stay. I mean, really, it just felt abandoned. The whole place felt very empty, felt like it needed liquor paint and some TLC to get it back into shape. So I think this place has really been suffering from a lack of guests recently. So yeah, in terms of facilities, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5. Right, food and service. So breakfast is served as a buffet spread in one of the main restaurants on the ground floor. Here you can have a look at what we were offered. I mean, it's nothing special, but there was plenty of hot food, plenty of cold food. You had coffee, tea, fruit juices, that kind of thing. So no real issues with the food there. And I also actually ate dinner there one night, and I quite liked the food for dinner. So yeah, not particularly exciting, but yeah, I quite like the food in this place. The service at this hotel was not great. So you saw I had issues with the room, and I also had issues getting the room sorted out and moving, so I had to move 3 times. It's very frustrating, and really you just felt like you're alone most of the time. So it's a very big empty hotel, so even finding someone to ask about a problem or ask for a solution was difficult, and then getting it sorted out also took a long time. So overall, I like the food in this place, but I really didn't like the service. So let's say this is a 3 out of 5 for food and service. That brings us to a grand total of 14 out of 25 for this hotel, which is not a good score. It's a real shame the owners haven't invested in this place more, because it has so much potential. It's in such a good location right next to the desert, and I think with a bit more money spent on it, it might be quite nice. But there were just way too many problems during my stay, and it wasn't until I went to Tuzur and stayed in another few hotels that I realized just how overpriced this location is when you compare it to the kind of quality you can get nearby. There's my review of the Sahara Douz Hotel. Please let us know what you think in the comments below.